Aloha. I'm Chrissy. Hello, this is Nathan. So today's date is August 8th, Friday. So today the two of us went for my chemo appointment in the morning. Yeah, until mid-afternoon. We finished about 2 o'clock, right? It was about 3 hours? Yeah, 3 hours. I mean, it started at 10:30 and it went to about 1:45, 2 o'clock-ish. Yeah. So she had three medicines. The first one was for nausea medicine, to prevent it. Yeah, and then the other two were focused on targeted medicines for the HER2 positive. And then it was the fourth chemo, and the last chemo, the fourth one. But as I mentioned in the past, last time, that even though this is the fifth round, it's the fourth of chemo. So we talked with her doctor, and we found out that in 2 weeks from now, she's going to go have a CT scan. And she's also going to have a bone. It's not a bone biopsy, but it's something a test to do with the bones to make sure that she's had a positive improvement, and we'll find out the results then. And like I mentioned before, probably the last week of August. So we're going to the appointment. Let's see, this is now the second week of August. So probably the third or fourth week of August, we'll have the appointment. And we'll go from there. So, but it seems that she is making some progress, and as the doctor mentioned, so hopefully that's good news. When we get the actual results then after she has the scan and with the contrast in the IV and also the bone scan that they do. That'll be all done in the same day. It'll be a long day at the hospital. So we'll continue chemo as well, and she'll have that over the long term, but it'll be after we get the results, the doctor will determine then how much the tumor has shrunk or grown. Yeah, so perhaps she might have more HER2 positive treatments instead of the chemo treatment. So we'll see, depending on those results and how her body responds to all of them. So her wound that she has been shrinking, and it's taking longer than normal to heal, but that's due to the chemo, and that's quite understandable. But it is noticeable now. It's made a big improvement over the last 2 months. So giving her time then to totally shrink that wound. And now we'll explain more about the side effects that she's had for the last couple of weeks. And it really did impact her more than it had in previous treatments. So it'll be a big question as to whether these side effects stay or get worse or whatever coming up. Yeah, as Nathan mentioned, I had a lot of side effects this time, a lot more than in previous treatments. So I still sleep a lot, but this time I sleep longer. Before it was a lot shorter, but this time it's a lot longer naps. And her eyes, she looks like a panda. She's got purple rings around her eyes. And currently she's wearing makeup, so you can't see it. But without that makeup, she would look like a panda. Yes. And I've gotten a rash, a red rash, I noticed. I'm got some prescription ointment, but I've been using over-the-counter instead because you can burn easily with the prescription one. So the over-the-counter is better, and it seemed to help. Yeah, it's the antifungal type of cream. Yeah, and it's helped out, but it doesn't heal quickly. It takes a little bit of time. But right now, the weather here is super hot, and we had to buy a new fan today because it's been that hot. And we have to have more than one in this place and all around the house. Yes, we need an air conditioning unit. We've had 20 years here without air conditioning, unfortunately. Yeah, that's true. And And I had a couple of days I had some twitching on my arm. Um, yeah, like where the PICC line was. And just itching, yeah, a lot of itching on my arm. And yes, we found that we needed to change the dressing, change the pad and the dressing that she had, and take that out, clean it really good. And that seemed to reduce the itch and then make sure it was clean and completely dry before redressing. So that has made a big improvement from her twitching and her itching. Yeah, yeah, it hasn't completely gone, but it has helped. But yeah, and yeah, that's probably if it's really bad, then she might have to have the PICC removed, and we don't want to go through all that. So we don't want to have to get another IV inserted. So hopefully that'll help out. And then, I'm going to have to get another port soon too. He's looking forward to that. Yeah, no, she still have to get that anyway for long-term treatments. Um, but for now, going forward, maybe in the next year or two, just depends on her progress. Yes, and these results that we get. My back has also been sore. Yeah, and sensitive. Yeah, it's been difficult for me to sleep. It only happened over a couple of nights, but I had to ask Nathan to scratch my back, and it was a little bit difficult to get comfortable and difficult to sleep overnight. I got less sleep at the time, and so my body was really, really impacted. I've had some diarrhea too. Yes, more so this time. Yeah. But I did notice too, though, that she did not have nausea this time. So, but she did have the diarrhea. Yes. And I am taking over the counter medication for that, Imodium, to help me with that, to lessen that diarrhea. My eyes have continued to twitch as well. That's sort of an ongoing problem. Plus my runny nose as well. But it's only water that comes out. It's not yellow or colored at all. It's just clear, but it keeps me awake and I have to go through boxes and boxes of tissues. Yeah, it's really coming out of your nose. And I had to tell him to buy more tissue boxes. So anyway, that was a lot of that. And it seems to be maybe the weather too. And that's really all of my side effects that have occurred so far. So who knows with the next treatment if I'm going to have more side effects, we'll see. But I do handle them well. I have a high tolerance for that sort of thing. I just deal with it and get through it, and that's part of life. And I keep positive and stay strong through it. So I'm usually okay with them. Yes, and we do go out occasionally from time to time. We went out recently to Dave and Buster's with my daughter. The three of us went, and she went off to work. Yeah, it was deaf night out. And so we stayed and talked with some friends, caught up with a few deaf friends there. And then we went home early. We didn't stay too long there. We stayed just a couple hours, just enough to eat and catch up a bit. Yeah, with friends. And some people hadn't seen Chrissy in a long time. So that was really good to catch up with those people. Yes, and we also went out for the Gallaudet University Alumni Association gathering because the former president of Gallaudet, Dr. Robert Davila, was in town. And we hosted and helped that event, and we got to see a lot of deaf people at that event. So, but just those few couple events that we've gone to, because we need to get out. I need to get out and walk around, and they do encourage me, and people similar to me, patients like me, they encourage us to get out and exercise and walk around, not just sit around at home and watch TV and such. So, and I do enjoy doing that. I help around the house, take out the trash, clean up a bit. But I like to keep active as much as I can. I don't want to, it gets boring sleeping all the time. Yeah, but then once she does do some activities, then she does get a good sleep after that for an hour or two. And then I go out to work and she has a nap. Yeah, I can't go out to work. I work from home online, but he goes out to work. Yes, I go out to work every day now. And more I've been going to work, even though I do have intermittent approval to take my sick leave, use my sick leave. So to use it, but Chrissy seems to be okay and going pretty well. And yeah, most of the time I'm not alone. The two girls are home, so I'm fine. Yeah. So from time to time, though, I am able to switch off with them, and we seem to be able to work it all out. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, but so far so good. But I'm really grateful for everyone who's come by to visit me and has been really supportive. Thank you. I love you guys. Yeah, and I'm sure too you're wondering why it's been a while, almost 2 weeks without any update from us. And I don't know if it's just we get caught up in being so busy with everything, and we have to keep in mind that we need time to sit down when I'm off work and she's rested, that we can give us time to really give you a good story. Yeah, and also when we have more information. Yeah, I can always give an update on how she's doing and from week to week instead of every 2 weeks or once a month or once a year. Yeah, also too, we need more information sometimes. So when we go to these appointments, we get that information then, and then we're able to actually share something. But like Nathan mentioned, going to these doctors, they've all mentioned that things are going pretty positively, that the chemo seems to be working on my body, and they've checked everything and it seems to be working, but we're waiting for these results that are coming up in this scan, and that's going to be more definitive. Yes, and she is very sensitive on her one side, so it makes us a little bit wary. Is it really working? Yeah. Is it really working or not? So we're still, of course, just we keep in the back of our mind that she does have cancer, and at the same time, how serious it is. I mean, it's stage 4 and it got into the bone, and can she actually overcome it or not? And some people say that once it gets into the bone, that it's very hard to recover from. And that's something that we have to do a bit more research on because, as we said, she has the HER2 positive. And so many people say that's actually good news because it's easier to beat that type. And at the same time, though, once you hear stage 4, then you start thinking, oh, stage 4, then that's really serious and it's in the bone. And we've noticed that, it was in her left femur. So right now we're just waiting to see. And once we have that CT scan, we'll see if it spread or if it stayed the same, or we don't know. So, as I mentioned before, we're just waiting for those results. So next week, I might do a short update on what we've been up to. And so you just get an idea. But then in the following week, then we'll have more detailed information and we can actually get full results. That might actually be in 3 weeks' time. 3 weeks, like that Friday or the following Monday. But just depending on the doctors and the lab and how quickly they analyze everything from our appointments and before the next chemo. But she will continue with the chemo in the 6th round. So she's had 5 so far. 4 were rounds of chemo. The 5th one was a specific targeted HER treatment. And so she will continue on to the 7th round. And maybe more. Yes. But when we get those results, then we'll say if it's improved and the tumor has shrunk a bit, then perhaps they'll do more a focused treatment then, a targeted treatment instead of just the chemo. So, which is good news. So we're still waiting to see on that. So, what we understand, that's what we understand right now. Yes. So, but we still keep positive thoughts going forward. Bad or good news, it's okay. We still keep positive. Yes, and thank everyone for your donations, your support, your comments. If you'd like to donate, you can donate through Venmo, or you can donate through GoFundMe, or you can donate through any way. Just contact us, or your prayers, yes, your comments. Yeah, feel free. Don't be concerned or scared. Yeah, contact us. We always try to, we're trying to cover all our bills and make sure that we can take care of the things around the house and the food and everything. But it's been given a great opportunity because of everything you've given us. So thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much again. Yes. Love you guys. Love you.